Just like we do at the end of classes, there are some yoga practices that actually do this every single time. They always begin in Shavasana. I think I was talking about a college course that I took that was a yoga class, and the teacher always had us wait for her. Like as soon as we came into class, we would lie down in Shavasana. I thought that was the coolest thing because you know that there's other things coming. You know that you're going to work hard and you're going to rest hard. So not so much in a gentle class, but there's still lots of hard work in a gentle class too. Sometimes being still is the hardest work we can do for the day. So just connect with your breath. Inhaling in and out breathing in it out through the nose. Deep inhales, long exhales. Maybe you're noticing some sounds outside of the room that you're in right now, outside of your home. The whistling of the wind, the movement of the trees, maybe some cars or dogs. Notice all of those sounds right now. And then bring your awareness to the room that you're in. So bringing it in closer. And then back to the breath. Feel and hear the breath in the body. And anything that is waiting for you outside of your door, tasks, people, things, just keep that on the other side of your door for the next hour. And know that this next hour is for you. It's for you, it's to prepare for your day. Give yourself a little bit of gratitude for showing up on your mat today. It's a really big deal. Working harder does not always mean bigger results. The things you do here in these classes are a really big deal for your body and mind and necessary for your mental health. 3 more breaths here. And then keep the eyes closed, but begin to bring the arms overhead. And then point through the toes. You're going to take a long stretch. You're going to stretch. You're going to circle the wrists and the ankles. And then we'll begin to open up the side body. So bring your right foot all the way to the right side of the mat. And we've done this before. All 3 of you have done this before. And then cross your left foot over the right. So we're coming into this crescent shape on the mat. And now grab your left wrist and bring the whole body towards the right side of the mat, like the letter C or like a crescent towards the right side of your mat. And feel the left side of the body open. Carry your breath into the side ribs and feel them expand as you inhale. And then other side. So bring the hands back to center, left foot to left corner, and then cross the right over the left. Grab your other wrist, your right wrist, and everything leans to the left or curves to the left. Breathe here, expanding the side ribs as you inhale. Maybe you're feeling a stretch into the hip, down the leg. Notice any differences on this side than the other. And then come back to center. So back to center with everything. Bend the knees. And we're going to bring the left knee towards the chest. Interlace your fingers behind the knee. So you do have, if your leg is okay being straightened here, you can straighten it. We're just gonna do a quadricep stretch and we're gonna get into the belly of the muscles. So knee as close to the body as you can, and then start to raise the foot up towards the ceiling. And you should notice that you're feeling the stretch in the back of the leg, in the middle of the leg, not up by the attachments, not down by the knee. You're feeling it right in the belly. If your leg goes all the way straight, push through the heel and then soften the shoulders, bring the leg closer. And we're going to hit all sides of the hip joint here too. Go ahead and drop the heel towards the body. Use your left hand to hold on to the knee and extend the right arm. We're going to lift the knee up and out. So rotating that ball and socket joint and bringing the knee out to the left. Keep the foot flexed. Try to keep the right hip down towards the mat. Don't let it lift. If it does, you can actually use your hand to press it down. And keep the right leg active. We're going to breathe here. And then try to use the muscles, not so much, I mean, the hand is there for support, but we also want to try to engage muscularly as we move. So bring the knee back to center, switch hands. So now your right hand is grabbing the knee because we're going to bring it across the right side of the mat and come into a twist. The hips can stack here. The left arm can extend. There's a very big opening, deep stretch here in the pectoral muscles in the left side of the body. If you need it, you might already be nice and long there. Chances are, if you're on a computer a lot, or you're sitting or driving or something like that a lot, then you probably are feeling something there. One more breath. And then come back to center. Other side. We're going to grab behind the right knee. You can straighten the left leg or keep it bent. Knee comes towards the body as close as you can. Shoulders are already soft. And then begin to lift the foot up towards the ceiling. Don't go back on where you, like, keep the flexion in this leg. Try not to move it as you lift the foot. And if your leg is straight, push up through the heel, super straight leg. And you could also grab up towards the calf muscle, only if your leg is all the way straight, and then bring it towards you. And then go ahead and bring the heel down. Take the right hand to the knee. We're gonna, left hand is either gonna stay on the hip, left hip, or extend. Bring the knee up and out, rotate. We're gonna externally rotate the knee out to the right. Keep both feet flexed. And we'll breathe here. Bring the knee up and in. Switch hands. Left hand's going to take the knee and bring it over the left side of the mat. Extend the right arm. If you start to run out of stretch with your arm extended, go ahead and bend the elbow. And you should be able to notice which shoulder is closer to the mat on this side or that, or the other side that we just did. For instance, my right shoulder is definitely closer to the mat here. But if you ever need any support, just go ahead and put a blanket or a block underneath your arm. We don't want to pinch off any nerves. All right, back to center. Bring the foot down. We're going to take the knees up to the chest and give a rock left to right. Be sure that your lower back is flat. And you should be able to feel the difference. Like if you're holding tension in the abdominal area, this stretch is not going to feel like too much for you. Soften the belly and let the lower back muscles soften. It should feel like a good release for the spine and the muscles. Feet down, roll to your side. Put yourself up and come to a seated position. So if you need some support underneath the sitting bones, go ahead and get that, because we're going to be here for, long enough. All right, so your legs are crossed in easy pose. We're going to start by bringing the hands in front of heart center. It's very interesting, and I don't know if you guys saw this, but I added a gentle class to the schedule because it seems like that's the direction all of our people are going. Like everybody just wants to chill out right now. There's people coming to the gentle classes, and the other classes were like, not really. We don't want to do that kind of stuff right now. So it's good. That means you're taking care of yourself. Hands in front of the heart center. Close the eyes. And now bring your hands to your forehead and breathe. Now inhale your hands all the way up. And exhale, bring the hands down. All right, we're going to get into some woo-woo stuff, all right? So hands together in front of the heart. And notice that energy center in front of your heart. So sometimes it's, the color that it represents is the color green or pink. It's not just love and compassion we have for others, but also for ourselves. So feel that kind of light up right now. Hands to your forehead, our third eye, a dark blue or indigo. Feel that color light shining. Our third eye is how we kind of envision our future, the plans we have, the goals we have, and what kind of level of clarity and focus we have for those ideas. So tap into that for another breath. Inhale up, exhale down. One more time, just keep envisioning the colors. Taking 3 breaths here. Shoulders are soft. Hands to forehead. Inhale up, exhale down. Okay, switch legs. Whatever leg is on the bottom, put it on the top. And as far as the third eye, if things don't seem clear to you, which they're not super clear for a lot of us, that's okay. You're in the right place. That's why we're here, because The more external distraction we have, we can't like line up with that. So you're here to be quiet and to listen, which is a big deal. So don't get discouraged. Walk the fingertips forward now that you've switched your legs and just go as far as you can. Keep the shoulders away from the ears. The back is doing the work here, not the shoulders. And the further you go, you'll probably feel a good stretch in the lower back, maybe the legs. And then we're going to go ahead and walk the hands to the right. And then walk the hands to the left. Go as far as you can. Maybe not as far as you think you can, but actually as far as you can. So walk to that edge. And then back to center. All right, straighten the legs out in front of you. Kind of bounce the knees around a little bit, massage the knees. And then keep the legs active. We're going to inhale, bring the arms up. And then exhale and pull down. So like open the chest and pull the elbows down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, pull down. One more time. Inhale up. Exhale down. So keep nice and tall and start to walk the hands forward. If you have a strap, you can put that here and just kind of pull back, even if it's a dog leash or something like that, just to help keep the spine long as you fold forward. Otherwise, keep your fingertips on either side of the legs and keep the shoulders back. Chin is always going to be in the direction of the shins, just to keep the cervical spine neutral. Engagement of the abdominals is important here. You can even concave the belly, lift a little higher, and maybe fold a little lower. But listen to your body. Inhale, come all the way up. See, Robin, like you thought you couldn't grab your feet, and I'm like, grab your feet. And your body actually, you could actually do that. That's why I'm here, to help people grab their feet. Now, we always make it such a big deal that grabbing your toes, your feet is not like the answer. But when you can do it, that confidence part, and you know, that's the yoga, is like, well, my mind is telling me I can't do it, but my body's actually saying yes, or vice versa. Bring the bottoms of the feet together, drop the knees out to the sides. We are going to get the spine like a letter C, not this way, but now, you know, in flexion. So take a tall, deep breath. And then push the abdominals to the back of the body, push the spine to the back of the body, and drop the head completely. As you're dropping the head completely, keep the shoulders away from the ears and push the elbows maybe into the legs. But just totally release here. And inhale, come all the way up. Bring the knees back together. Before we come to hands and knees, we're going to do a seated pigeon. So support your hands behind your back and have the fingertips pointing towards the body. Anytime there's an internal rotation of the shoulders and the hands are below the collarbones, we want that shoulder to be grounded and internally rotated. So right ankle to left knee, and you can start with your leg flat actually. Get the chest lifted, that way we're not compromising the shoulders in the back, and then left foot to the floor, So your legs might be able to deal with coming closer, but maybe your back can't. So try to find that balance. Keep the right foot flexed. You can shift the right knee away from you. You can get that heel as close as your body will let you. I get this close and my sacrum starts to lift off the ground, or I can definitely round the shoulders and do that, but I don't want to do that. So I have to back out of it a little bit. And go ahead and straighten the left leg and we'll switch. So left ankle, right knee, chest lifted, right foot comes to the floor. Flex this left foot. Shift the left knee away from you. And go ahead and release. It's a lot of strength work for the arms, right? Do all three of you have a block? Okay, perfect. Because even if you don't, you can use your hands, but I'm gonna bring you back down to your backs. I lied, being guided in a different direction here. So take your block. I don't have mine with me, but take your block, lift the pelvis and put your block underneath the sacrum. So it's going to be long or horizontal, and it's not going to be on the spine. It's not going to be on the tailbone. It's going to be on the flat part where you shouldn't, it should be comfortable. And then your hands can just grab the block, or you can just put them along the sides of the body. And we're going to bring the left leg straight up. So we're just coming into, it's called Viparita Karani. Legs up. We do this on the wall a lot of the times. Right leg comes up. So feet, I shouldn't say feet, because sometimes the way our legs are shaped, the feet don't come together. So just bring the legs together the best they can. And then our feet are not necessarily active. Just kind of let them be. And we're looking for a 90-degree angle. Like so I can see myself right now. My feet are too close to my head. I have to shift them up more towards the ceiling. So just try to see in your mind's eye where your legs are. And as you start to feel the sensations of the legs, for lack of better words, feel it like draining, feels like they're tingling and draining down the legs. Just kind of imagine that being any stress or tension in the body that's just kind of releasing. You know, I believe in scientific stuff, and yoga, you know, has been around since way before we knew more things about the body. So old yogis used to say that, you know, your blood would kind of pool down in the organs and nourish the organs with that extra blood. So even visualization is a really important thing, and it's very powerful. So you can imagine your organs getting a nice blood bath. That doesn't sound actually really good, but see if you can breathe through these sensations, just a few more breaths. We're just really tapping into that rest and digest mode for the nervous system before you start your day. And then we're going to mindfully bring our legs down. And we're going to feel the sensations in the body as we bring the legs down slowly. So even keep your eyes closed. Just get rid of that extra distraction. Bring the left leg down first. Foot to the floor. Nice and slow. And then right leg. And then we're going to lift the pelvis, remove the block. And then I want you to bring your knees up and grab your feet this time, best you can. If you can't grab the feet, that's fine, just grab the legs. But grab the feet if you can and pull the feet towards the body as you rock left to right. And remember all that stress and tension you were draining out of your legs? This is where you're gonna kind of shake it out. Let it leave the body. Your mat will catch it for you. And then whatever leg was on top, put it on the bottom. Feel how awkward this is. Pull the feet towards the body, rock left to right. You'll definitely notice that other foot was probably way more bendy than this one. All right, go ahead and release, feet to the floor. And now come to a prone position. So all the way to the front of the body on the mat. You're gonna use your right arm as a pillow. Yeah, I think you can see me here. I'm sorry, your left arm as a pillow. Use your left arm. Grab your right foot the best you can. Use a strap if you need to. And Robin, even if you put this leg, I don't know, because I think you're so close. We'll just keep trying until it starts to cooperate with you. Now, if you don't feel much of a stretch here, press the hips into the mat. And then you can start to just, if the heel is touching the body, slide the heel to the outside of the hip. It still has to touch the body. We don't want to tweak the knee. And you're just going to start pushing that foot towards the floor. When you get to that point, if you're at that point, just breathe. And release. Switch pillows. So now you're at the right arm. The other arm was not the wrong arm. The right side. Grab the left foot. It's important here to push the hips into the mat if you're not feeling much before you start sliding the heel towards the side of the body. Shoulders are still back. And go ahead and release. Bring your hands to the mat, and we're going to gently push ourselves up and back into child's pose. So toes together, knees apart. Sit on the heels. And you can stack the fists here and rest the forehead, or you can walk the hands forward. If your arms are getting tired, you can do something different. Maybe grab the bottoms of your feet and just come into a ball. But we're all going to come into this mindset of surrender. Surrender to the day ahead. Surrender to a situation that is really eating our lunch and taking up space in our mind. Maybe surrender of a person or control of any expectations, whatever it is that comes to mind for you. And as we exhale, we're going to release. One more breath. Let it go. And then use your hands back on the mat to push your torso up. We're going to sit on the heels before we go into down dog. If this isn't comfortable for you, put a blanket or something behind the knees and sit that way. We're not going to be here very long, okay? And if you feel that compression, that's okay. We're just opening up the top of the body. So take your right hand to your shoulder And we're just going to draw big circles with our elbow. So just rotating the shoulder joint. We'll do 3 or 4 backward or clockwise, and then go in the other direction. And then the other side. Try to get the full range of motion of your shoulder socket. Just bring it to that edge. And then other side or other direction. Okay. What is it that you say, Erica? Motion is lotion, right? I mean, that's the problem with our joints and our spine and stuff, right? When we get older, we don't move as much. So then things literally get dried out. And then you get arthritis and things like that. So the movement is so important. All right, hands and knees, curl the toes under, lift the hips up and back. Coming into downward facing dog, pedal the feet out. So those small movements may not seem like much, but they're small, controlled, conscious decisions that we make to take care of our body. Lengthen through the tailbone, press the floor away from you, and just move however you want here. Drop the hips side to side, come up on the toes. And then we'll lift the head and step forward. However you got to get there. And exhale, fold. So as you fold, bend the knees as much as you need to. Draw the shoulders back. And drop the head completely. Let the head dangle. And this is an interesting concept because we think that we are letting our head dangle when in fact the mind is still keeping the head lifted sometimes. It's scary to be upside down. We don't know what's happening. All right, go ahead and lift the head. Fingertips to the mat. Lengthen through the crown of the head. And then hands to the thighs. Just come halfway up, shoulders back. Inhale all the way up. Palms together, exhale, hands in front of the heart. All right, drop the hands. We're going to come to the front of the mat and we're going to bring the left leg back. So coming into a warrior leg stance here. Bend the front knee, hips are pointing forward. And that pulling the arms up and opening the shoulders, we're going to do that again, okay? Find a focus point, begin your breath. Inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, pull down. Full exhale, inhale up. Exhale down. Nice long inhale, reach up. And pull down. One more time, up. Exhale down. Hands in front of the heart, bring the feet together. Bring the right leg back. All right. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, pull down. Inhale up. So same thing on this side. Just flood the body with oxygen. Exhale down. And at the same time, pay attention to the legs. Inhale up. Exhale down. See if you can open the chest a little bit more at this point. Inhale up. Exhale down. Hands together in front of the heart. Bring the feet together. So now you're in mountain pose with your hands together in front of your heart. Close the eyes. As long as you're comfortable closing the eyes. You are standing now. Balance will be a little bit different. But we're going to return back to that energy center in front of the heart. And at the same time, we're going to feel our feet rooted into the mat, and we're going to feel tall through the crown of the head. So we are in Tadasana, or mountain pose here. Bring your hands to your forehead. Reach up and bring the hands down, back in front of the heart. Settle the heart here and to the mind. Settle the mind. Reach up. Exhale down. One more time. Just breathe. Connect with your body. To the forehead. Reach up. And exhale down. All right. Yeah, good. Yay, we still have some more time to do standing stuff. Separate the feet. You're going to come sideways on your mat, and I want you to bring your block with you. Place the block. It could be right off the top of the mat. Typically, that's where your face is going to be, and you want the block to be below the face. And just have it on the tallest setting to begin. Toes are pointing forward. So the wider your feet are apart, the easier it will be on the hamstrings. Put your hands on your waist or your pelvic rim. And your thumbs can even be, just to keep the wings open. At this point, you're pretty open in the front of the body, maybe. Bring your thumbs to your lower back and hold your waist that way. All right, legs are strong. So don't press the knees back and lock the knees. Actually lift the kneecaps. Feel the glutes engaged, feel the quadriceps engaged, and exhale. Start to send the torso forward. Keep the abdominals engaged, and you can bring the hands down to the block. And with that block, you're going to notice, you'll be able to rip the mat apart with your feet and lift the sitting bones, and also lengthen through the crown of the head. So just a super long spine here. Energetically, you're lengthening through the tailbone and through the crown of the head. Feel the hamstrings open even more. And then if you feel like you can flip the block to the medium height, go ahead and do that. And then see if you can hinge forward a little bit more, but keep everything you've established in the spine. If something starts to get round, go back up to the higher setting. And we're just going to play with this. So after a breath or two, maybe flip it to the flattest height, but don't compromise. Once you've gone as far as you can, keep the shoulders back and drop the head. The legs have not changed at all. Go ahead and lift the head. Put your left hand on that block. You're going to shift your weight to the right just a little bit, and then bring the right fingertips up towards the ceiling. So you'll feel a bit of a stretch in the inner left thigh. Good. Exhale, bring that right hand down to the block. Inhale the left arm up. Nice and slow. Feel the twist happening from the middle of the back. Yep. And then keep the neck neutral. One more breath here. Make any fine-tune adjustments. Bring the left hand down. Good. All right. So we're going to bend the knees a little bit if we need to. If you feel like your back is strong enough at this point to support you, you don't have to bend the knees. Bring your hands to your waist, back where the thumbs are touching the lower back. Lift the sitting bones. Inhale all the way up. Good. And then release. Just walk the feet back together. Shake the legs out. It's a lot of work. Our legs do a lot of work for us. Keep that block. Actually, you might not need this, but put the block on your mat. You might use it to sit down because we're going to come into a squat. And that'll be there. You can always just kick it to the side if you don't need it. So the heels are going to come in a little bit for most of us. And the legs can be at least hip width apart. You might have to bring them more apart, or you can bring them more together. We'll explore that in a minute. Inhale, bring the arms up. Palms together. As you exhale, drop the tailbone towards the floor. Now, you can lift the heels if you need to. And you can also sit on that block for support, but elbows are on the insides of the legs. You're pressing the knees open. And see if you can really just release the lower back towards the mat. We're going to do one more twist here, so make sure you're comfortable. Comfortable. Bring your left hand down. You're pressing the left knee away from you as you bring the right hand up. Right hand down. Make sure that knee is on the inside of the leg so you can press that leg open, and left hand up. Bring it down, and then have a seat. Bring the legs out in front of you. Shake them out a little bit. It's not an easy thing to do, but if you found yourself doing it, even remotely, you know, just a little bit, you were in that squat on a block or whatever, keep doing it because we lose that so quickly. Bend the right knee, drop it out to the side. Just a couple forward folds before we lie back down. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Shoulders back. Press the back of the left leg into the floor. So if you were to grab your kneecap right now, it should be stable. No movement at all. And have a nice little conversation with your hamstrings here. Or your back, or wherever you're feeling it. And inhale, come up. Slowly, the knee comes in, and then we bend the left, bring it out. Inhale, lengthen. Press the right leg. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Bend that knee, lie down on your back. Let the spine settle here. You can rock the knees left to right. And then go ahead and take a long stretch. So straighten the legs, bring the arms overhead. And get settled in your Shavasana, last pose of the morning. So once you're done making any last minute adjustments, the shoulder blades are flat, the chin is a little bit lower than the forehead. Begin to again notice the sounds outside of your room, outside of your house. From the louder noises to the more subtle sounds. And then bring your awareness to the space that you're lying in and notice any sounds there. And now back to your own breath, your own body, focusing inward. With the entire body heavy and sinking into the mat.